Hey everybody, welcome back. This is a quick little video dedicated to the disassembly and kind of going over the function and operation of the float bowl on a DLTX carburetor that goes on a John Deere Letter Series tractor. I hope you find this video useful. It is part of a mini-series of videos that I'm putting out detailing the kind of the overhaul process for these DLTX carburetors and some of the challenges that you may face when you're working on these. Specifically during the disassembly is how to get out one of these brass plugs that is seriously stripped. So, hope you find this useful.
Let's turn our attention, oh boy, I just noticed these. Let's turn our attention now to the float bowl. So float bowls, there's really no rhyme or reason. They're pretty simple. This is the upper chamber. I always think of it kind of like the upper tank on a toilet. This is where the fuel goes in. And, oh boy. I don't know what that is. This is gunk. Pretty dirty. We'll get this cleaned up. But anyway, fuel goes in to the upper portion right here of the bowl, and then depending on the height of the float, it's able to pass down through, actually the fuel passes up through this screen, which is a little bit bent and deformed. We'll fix that. Passes through that screen and then passes down through the center of this bolt into the needle in the seat. And when the float is down, then fuel goes into the lower portion of the float bowl assembly, where it raises up, and when it rises up, it also pushes the needle up back in tightly against that seat, seals everything off. I can tell already that the float on this carburetor is horribly out of adjustment, and so we'll definitely be fixing that. But let's get that seat pulled out. This is a 5/8 inch, rather deep well socket. There's that. The gasket down here doesn't seem to be broken, so that's good. You can see the needle sitting here. It is being held in place by the float. So to get the needle out, we also need to remove the float. To remove the float, there's large brass screws on either side. And you can see right here that someone in the past has really tried to remove this brass screw, and they have rounded off those two edges. I doubt I will be able to get that one out. But this side looks pretty good, so I should be able to get this side out. The tool that I use to get these brass screws out is this. One of these old school impact wrenches. This one happens to be from Kmart. Only the finest of tools are allowed in my garage.
So I relocated down to the floor of my garage so that then I'm on a more solid surface, and I've got my impact driver here seated into that brass screw, and now I'm just going to give it a good whack and see if that even turns. I think it moved that time, maybe? Yeah. There we go. Okay. This side is now loose. I'm going to try this side, but I am not hopeful. Maybe I'll go put some heat in this real fast and then come. Well, it's coming. It's just, I'm making it basically an hourglass shaped screw head. Can you see that? We'll replace that. That is the worst I've ever seen.
Now, let's go back up to the bench. I should just be able to pull this pin out right here. Not too bad. Sometimes these are really quite rusted. Now, I can pull this float out with the needle. There's the float. We'll check that and see if it has any holes in it. And if so, we can look at repairing it or replacing it. Okay, there's the needle. You can tell it's a newer style needle because the tip of this is rubber, not steel. And you can see this is sealed shut. Oh, that's tight. There we go. This is broken, so we'll probably have to replace this too. Look at this. Plugged solid. You can just see how much sediment there is. Okay. Carburetor is disassembled aside from that emulsion tube. We'll pull that out in a different video. In the next video, like I said, we'll take care of the emulsion tube. We will also look at cleaning out all of the passageways. We'll go over how the air flows through the carburetor and draws the fuel into the airstream on both the idle and the load side of the circuit. Excuse me, both the idle and the load circuits of the carburetor. And I think I already mentioned, we'll go over in a different video how to drill out and replace broken plugs. And then we'll go into cleaning and painting, complete reassembly, inspection of parts, and possibly even in a separate video replacing that bushing. Anyway, thanks so much for watching, guys. Hopefully this hasn't been too long of a video or too boring. The other ones should hopefully be a little bit shorter and more interesting. So thanks so much, and I will see you next week with another video.